What's up guys, Gully Boy back at you with another video, and this time I decided to give Playboi Carti another chance. I keep hearing how groundbreaking and iconic his second album Whole Lotta Red is, and I feel like it's my duty to actually see if this is true. So with no further ado, here's my review of Playboi Carti's second album Whole Lotta Red.
Track 1, Rockstar Made.
I got some bad shit. I got some bad shit. I got some bad shit. I got some bad.
I instantly recognized the style of the instrumental on this one, as it was produced by Filthy. This guy produced some of Yeat's beats, and the instrumental sounds very similar to the song Got Rich by Yeat.
Wake up, Filthy.
I just put up in the phone.
Wake up, Filthy.
Just like that instrumental, this one is also great, and Playboi Carti will present a very unique rap style over it. I will commend Playboi Carti for being able to switch up his flow, along with changing his vocal inflections. This song was definitely meant to get the crowd hype at one of his concerts, as it has that mosh pit vibe to it. But in my opinion, the vocal choices just don't do it for me. But this song definitely does a great job presenting that hype vibe. But overall, it's not that bad.
Rockstar made. Rockstar made.
Decent.
Track 2, Go to the Moon, featuring Kanye West.
She ugly hot, like a chick to call you to borrow 500, then promise she gon' pay you back.
This is an example of two rap styles not matching. Kanye West comes with a more traditional style, and if I'm being completely honest, his verse wasn't that good. He says some clever bars here and there, but his overall flow on here wasn't appealing. Playboi Carti provides a really short verse, with the majority of it consisting of him ad-libbing at the start of it. He's basically building up his verse, only for it to be short and unamusing. The only good thing here is the instrumental produced by Weezy. Other than that, this was a hard skip.
Go to the moon. Go to the moon. Go to the moon.
Decent.
Track 3, Stop Breathing.
Take my shirt off and now the whole stop breathing. Take my shirt off and now the whole stop.
Just as I mentioned on the track Rockstar Made, this feels like another track that was meant to be performed at his concerts. The problem with this is that although these songs may be enjoyable at a concert, they're not enjoyable for the casual listener like myself. It almost seems like Playboi Carti doesn't know how to make music that appeals to both parties. This track in particular has elements that just crack me up. For one, his lyrics are extremely gangster on this song, but the overall style of this track doesn't match the lyrics in my opinion. I believe real gangsters would laugh at this type of music, as I rarely hear gangsters vibing to rage music.
I'm hanging with the power rules, hanging with the vibes. I got my ties.
Playboi Carti's vocals here are not appealing to me at all. He'll present rock elements in his verses, which requires him to shout. His shouting annoys me to the highest degree, making this one a hard skip.
Bad.
Track 4, Bino.
All black 2-3, LeBron with the heat. I was just in Miami in the Rolls Royce geek.
This is a really good track, but it has a major flaw. It's good to get away from Carti's rage style that he's been presenting on this album so far. This time he'll present a different style that consists of him harmonizing and rapping. In some aspects his vocals are good, and in others they are not. When he'll recite the chorus, his voice sounds great, but when he starts to rap, his voice will get very raspy, as if he's sick or something. Although I'll admit that this is a good song, I can't go back to it, as his voice isn't appealing overall here.
I'm in deep bitch with my killers. Whole lot of motherfucking niggas. We got no motherfucking choppers. I pick you up, nigga.
Good.
Track 5, Jump Out the House.
Jump out the house. Jump out the house. Jump out the house. Jump out the house. Jump out the house. Jump out the house. Jump out the house.
This song is very annoying. I have no idea what he's doing with his rap vocals here. The majority of the song consists of him saying jump out the house. His rap vocals are terrible, as I can't understand what he's saying, and he literally sounds like a dying animal. He also wasted a dope instrumental. Overall, this is a supreme skip.
Jump out the house. Jump out the house. Jump out the house. Jump out the house. Jump out that bitch.
Bad.
Track 6, Metamorphosis, featuring Kid Cudi.
When you feel like this, can't nobody tell you shit.
I like the synopsis of this track, as it kind of involves spirituality. Carti will state that he's going through a metamorphosis, and once he reaches the final stage, he'll feel unstoppable. So much to the point where he says that he feels like God.
I feel like God, yeah. I feel like God.
Okay, now that I think about this is definitely some demonic shit. But even if that's the case, I still like the concept. Carti's verses are really low effort, and I think the reason this is because this is supposed to be another concert type track. His vocals are also not appealing to me just as previous tracks. Kid Cudi's presence on this song is actually pretty amazing. I believe that's him humming throughout the track, and he'll also drop a pretty good verse. But sadly, this won't be enough, as Carti's unappealing rap style takes up most of the song.
It's the king and the queens, gather the cheese, no fees, you can't about these G's, running the streets, all of my house on my lap.
Decent.
Track 7. Slayer.
I go cook her up, yeah, till I got cable. Yeah, I fuck on my diet, yeah, we made it in cable.
The thing I'll commend Playboi Carti for is his ability to switch up his style on this album. But although he's switching up his style, it's still not appealing. His lyrics are also very repetitious as he continues to rap about shooting his ops and smashing thoughts. On this track, he'll come through with that Migos triplet flow mixed with auto-tune. This is another thing I forgot to mention. His auto-tune efforts have not been good either. These styles mixed together on this track annoys me, making this one another skip. The only good thing I can say about this album so far is the production, as the instrumental on this song is really good.
I go ball on that bitch, yeah, till I can place. Yeah, can't start with the bitch, I link another one later.
Bad.
Track 8. No Sleep.
When I go to sleep, I dream about murder. When I go to sleep, I dream about murder.
Here's another song with the same subject matter of Playboi Carti killing his ops. Now this is not an actual critique, as Playboi Carti is managing to come through with a different sound on every track. This is just me pointing out this fact. Now what I don't understand is that this track is named No Sleep, but in the chorus, Carti would talk about how he goes to sleep, which leads to him dreaming about murder.
When I go to sleep, I dream about murder. When I go to sleep, I dream about murder.
Like, where's the no sleep part at? But once again, Carti will present an unappealing rap style which consists of those raspy sounding vocals. All in all, this was another skip, as his vocals are not to my liking.
Bad.
Track 9. New Tank.
I'm in the cool with a cutter, yeah, sipping a what, yeah, posted with my brother, yeah, he got the mob.
Here's another instance where I like certain elements about a song and dislike the rest. I think Carti did a great job melodizing at the end of his verse, but sadly his other flows on this song fall short. Filthy will produce another fire instrumental as well, but just as before, although the beat is fire, the song is not. But this one wasn't terrible, it just has vocal choices that I don't like.
I love all my dice and codeine. I love all my dice and codeine.
Decent.
Track 10. Teen X featuring Future.
Okay, this is the first song that I actually like on this album. I remember saying that Carti's high-pitched baby voice didn't annoy me on the song At Me. The reason I didn't like that song was because of the jingle that played throughout the beat. But here the instrumental is very catchy, and Playboi Carti's unique rap style fits well over it. It's kinda crazy that I can tolerate this rap style over his other ones. Maybe I'm gonna become a fan of the baby voice Playboi Carti. I like the fact that he was able to create his own unique style. He also perfected it in my opinion, as this song is very catchy. The synopsis here is that Playboi Carti and Future rap about being high off X and codeine. Future will provide a similar flow as Carti, minus the baby voice. Future's presence here is also good, making this the first non-skippable track on the album.
I've been on X, I've been on cut.
Good.
Track 11. Meth.
Fuck up, fuck up, fuck up, fuck up.
This track has the best instrumental on the album so far. It really does bang. But once again, Playboi Carti's raspy flow isn't going to ever sound good to me. He definitely should have brought that baby flow on this one.
Decent.
Track 12. Vamp Anthem.
When them guys outside, little bitch, you better be ready. When them guys outside, little bitch, you better be ready.
Hearing this song again on this album kinda makes me appreciate it more. It's definitely one of the better tracks on this album. Well, from what I heard so far, cause I still got 12 more tracks to listen to. It's still a song I won't come back to, as Carti's raspy sick flow still isn't appealing to me. But the instrumental on this one is really good, with that organ that's reminiscing of old vampire movies. All in all, this was a decent track.
We caught them on the block, we talk to smell it. Yeah, we push up to your spot like it's nothing.
Decent.
Track 13. New Neon.
Whole lot of bad, whole lot of cash. Whole lot of hoe, whole lot of ass.
This song has another amazing instrumental, and Carti doesn't do bad on his vocals. But I think I've come to the conclusion that the only rap style that's appealing to me is his baby voice flow, cause his other flows are kinda boring in my opinion, and they also don't sound good overall. But this isn't a terrible track, as I really enjoyed the instrumental, and Carti's style doesn't annoy me as much.
Plays on plays, J's on J's, bad for the hate.
Decent.
Track 14. Control.
This time around, Carti will make a track specifically for the ladies. He'll rap and sing about how the actions of a particular woman is driving him crazy, leading to him losing control. He also appreciates the woman's support, which ultimately leads to him going crazy. This woman could also represent his fan base, as the beginning monologue from DJ Academics explains how much Carti's fans support him. Academics would also state that he's never witnessed a dedicated fan base like Carti's. This seems like a thank you letter to his fans, and he'll do a great job executing his feelings towards them. Even though he still has those raspy vocals that I don't like, I'll still admit that this is a pretty good track.
Girl, I've been losing control. Girl, I've been losing control. Girl, I've been losing control.
Good.
Track 15. Punk Monk.
Know your game, know your game. Know your game, know your game.
This is a really interesting track, as Carti will state that he's a loner. He'll stress the fact that he doesn't like to be involved with a lot of people, and he'll also reflect on his involvement with certain artists. He'll talk about all of the popular artists that he could have signed to his label, and he'll also talk about rap beefs that involve some of his friends in the industry. All in all, Carti just wants to be left alone, as he doesn't want to deal with any of the problems people bring. He'll also do a great job at expressing his thoughts. If you're someone that can handle Carti's raspy flow, then I believe that you're gonna love this song. But as for me, it's a skip.
I was trying to sign Trippie Redd before they knew about Trippie. I was fucking with Lil T.
Decent.
Track 16. On That Time.
Bird Tower the Draco P, D-R-A-C-O. Yeah, Bird Tower the Draco P, D-R-A-C-O.
Everything about this one is bad, from the instrumental to Carti's very annoying rapping style. I also can't understand a word he's saying on this song, and I don't think I want to, as it already sonically sounds horrible.
Bad.
Track 17. King Vamp.
Bitch, yeah, I can't sleep. I fly in the sky, I got wings on my feet. When the sun...
This is another track on this album that has that concert vibe to it, and just as I stated before, these songs do a poor job at appealing to the casual listener like myself. Carti's raspy vocals mixed with chanty lyrics is just a horrible combination in my opinion. He also adds the auto-tune effect, which makes it 10 times worse.
Shot told me that she been looking funny. Bitch, I'm in what?
Bad.
Track 18. Place.
I just popped this and can't feel my face. 100,000 spread all in my case.
The plus about this one is that Carti would come through with the baby flow that I like, but although he'll present this flow, it would fail to keep my attention here. On the track Teen X, this flow is very catchy. Another reason why the baby flow worked on that song is because of the instrumental. Here we're brought with a boring instrumental, which then leads to Carti's baby flow being boring. But this isn't a terrible track, as I can tolerate this rap style over his other ones, but I'm most certainly not coming back to it.
You can get shot in your head, young nigga, yeah, fuck your face. Got a bad ass bitch right now, she run around him.
Decent.
Track 19. Skye.
I told my boy gon' roll like 10 blunts for me. I told my boy gon' roll like 10 blunts.
Just like the song Vamp Anthem, when I ran this track back, it made me appreciate it more. Playboi Carti's vocals on this track are really good. He'll harmonize with the auto-tune, and it overall sounds really good. The instrumental is also catchy, making this track a major highlight on this album. If this dude was able to keep this style along with his baby voice flow, I would have probably liked way more tracks on this album.
Wake up, it's the first of the month.
Good.
Track 20. Over.
How the fuck we got to where we started? This love don't feel how I felt when we started.
The first thing that caught my attention on this song was the instrumental, as it sounds like something you will hear in an old Phantasy Star game. These elements make the instrumental fire, as it also has that trance-like vibe to it. Carti would also do well on his verses, as he melodically sings throughout the track. Although I'll admit that this track is good, it still doesn't do enough for me to come back to it. Playboi Carti's overall style isn't my cup of tea here, and I honestly believe that it never will be.
Got me doing these drugs that help me balance. I ain't tryna blame you, but this
Good.
Track 21. I Love You, I Hate You.
I'm inside of my program, for tell what I'm gonna do, I'm inside my program, for terror.
Here we have another instance where Carti's style on the track is incredibly annoying. I also forgot to mention that he really channeled his inner mumble rap on this album, as there are plenty of tracks on here where I can't understand a single word that he says. This is one of those tracks. Him providing a mumble rap style, along with his signature flow, makes this one a hard skip.
Bad.
Track 22. Die for Guy.
DT outside, baby, I was acting like a damn thug. I wanted to be just like my brother. He was selling drugs.
Here's another interesting track, as Playboi Carti will pay tribute to his brother who is deceased. He'll state that his brother influenced him to get involved in criminal activity, as his brother was a thug and a drug dealer. He'll also state that he'll die for his gang, as he has that much respect for them. The instrumental is fire here, but just like numerous tracks on this album, Carti's vocals just don't do it for me.
I'm gon' die by my guys, yeah. I'm gon' die by my brother.
Decent.
Track 23. Not Playing.
Out of here, out of space. Pussy all in my face. Money down for my case. I can't lie.
This is another okay track. If Carti's rap style is appealing to you, then you're gonna enjoy this one. We're brought with another fire instrumental here, and Carti will recite somewhat inspirational lyrics as he celebrates the fact that he made it out the hood. But then he'll continue to rap about killing his ops. As I said before, this one's okay, but if you're a Playboi Carti fan, then you're gonna love this one.
We shoot at these niggas, no poppin' back. I'm hitting that trigger, I'm off of that. They copy key C, copy key vamp. I like the beat.
Decent.
Track 24. Feel Like Dying.
And I feel like dying if you not mine. Shot it front line, yeah, she top line.
I love the instrumental on this one. It reminds me of something Kanye West would produce, as it has elements of gospel. But just as I stated countless times before, Carti's overall style doesn't do this beat justice. Carti would also really try to sing on this song, which consists of him actually trying to hit notes. It sounds incredibly bad, as the boy doesn't naturally have good singing vocals, and the auto-tune doesn't help at all. Carti would also come with a different concept that steers away from all the dark gangsta stuff. He'll tell the audience that although he's a savage, he still yearns for love just like everyone else. But sadly, this track doesn't sonically sound good to me, and that's only due to Carti's vocals, as I love the instrumental.
I done been all across the world.
Decent.
In conclusion, this album is really bad. Although I was fairly nice in my review, I really had a hard time listening to 24 of this man's songs. It was really a pain getting through this thing. As I already stated, Playboi Carti's overall vocal style isn't for me. I would go as far as to say that his vocals are horrible overall. The only exception is his baby rap style. I think he could make some really great tracks with this rap style, as I enjoyed the track Teen X. But this is something that I won't be anticipating, as it's not good to the point where I'm excited to hear more. One thing that I'm really not understanding is people saying that this album was groundbreaking. Even when it came out, the majority of people called it trash. And now that I listen to it fully, I'm one of those people. It also didn't revolutionize a sound that we currently hear in hip hop. All the new artists that are out today are all unique in their own way, and they sound nothing like Playboi Carti, and thank God for that. Now you may hear rappers mimicking some things that he does, but that's not revolutionary, as those artists still mainly have their own styles as well. Playboi Carti's sound is only unique to him, and that's how it should stay. Although I said some songs were good on this album, there are only 2 of them I'll go back to, and those songs are Teen X and Skye. So out of 24 tracks, only 2 have replayability. This leads to the grade of this album being 0, but I'll add 15 extra more points for the production and Playboi Carti's creativity, which leads to the final grade of this album being 15, which is a F. This was my review of the critically acclaimed hip-hop album from Playboi Carti, and it fell very short. Stay tuned for more album reviews. I'm gonna catch you guys on the next one. Gully Boy signing out.